Hello there, and thanks for watching. I'm excited about the new iPhones. Of course you're excited about the new iPhones. You are a human being. You are a carbon-based life form. You routinely and selflessly convert oxygen to carbon dioxide for the benefit of green things. So, of course, you're excited about the iPhone. Okay, if you're not excited about the iPhone, that's fine. I didn't mean to insult you by assuming that you were excited about a consumer product, but I'm pretty excited about it. And I'm particularly excited about the iPhone 6 Plus because there are a lot of reasons why I stopped using iPhone a couple of years ago and switched to Android. One of them is that I really wanted a properly large phone, and we're not talking about something like this, which is a properly long phone, but it's it's still narrow, it's still skinny. It's not something like this, which became pretty much the standard for everything, for every Android phone after that. But I wasn't even sort of hoping for this. I was hoping for this. I was hoping for something the size of the Galaxy Note. This is the Galaxy Note 2. Not the later ones became even bigger than this, because there is something so satisfying about a screen that's larger than a regular phone screen, but still well under the limits of a tablet, because you're reading a book and you want the reading to be a lot more comfortable. Maybe you even want to do something you're not really supposed to do with a phone, like write 1,000 words or edit some audio or edit some movies. And I'm taking my iPad with me because I don't think I'm going to need something to write on, but just in case I want to have something to write on. And so, boy, am I excited about this. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to go back to iPhone because of this, because as I speak, it is still about 3 or 4 days before September 19th, and they haven't been launched yet. I played with them, of course, during the launch event in Cupertino, but that's really just what got me so, this is going to be so good. So in the meantime, I'm kind of channeling all this exciting energy by preparing the home for this blessed event, and we're not talking about painting the room pink and white and baby proofing finally the outlets. Is that an outlet? That's just raw wires. Yeah, it's a good thing I don't have kids around here. But yeah, I'm thinking mostly about how I will use a iPhone Plus as, for lack of a better word, an iPad Nano, something that I can really be productive with and have with me all the time as sort of an emergency. A piece of news has come in, I really want to write and post something about it, or even I unexpectedly have 90 minutes to kill and I just want to get some work done, or I've got some ideas that I want to really toy with. And so this is good, but I'm going to actually need something like this to go with it, ideally not with the cable attached to it. So I've been sort of looking around for really good portable keyboards. My portable keyboard for the iPad has always been the standard Apple wireless keyboard. I've got it here in InCase's origami workstation case that keeps it relatively clean. I figure that, if you're going to travel with a keyboard, why wimp out and have those little iPad-sized ones, have a full-sized, full-stroke keyboard. And, of course, now that Apple has gone for those really uncomfortable, low-profile, thin keyboards on the MacBook Pro, it is absolutely true that my iPad keyboard is actually better than my MacBook keyboard. And so that's when I travel with my iPad as my computer. This is what I travel with me. Or actually, this isn't about this, but I might as well show it to you. Really love this origami workstation. What you do is you take it apart like this, and then you put these two Velcro things behind it like that, and it forms into its own iPad stand. And then when you're done, you just simply take it apart, and the Velcro sticks back together, and you have a nice tight case with it. Nice stuff. That's so very, very clever. But that's probably too big for just, again, traveling around with. What I'm looking for is something that I could conceivably even stick inside a pocket, probably a jacket pocket, not just a pants pocket, but the idea that I will always have a device that is suitable for writing on, and a keyboard that I can at least get a pretty good speed with. What I was really hoping for is the Think Outside Stowaway keyboard that was originally licensed by Palm and then I think Targus, and it was most closely linked to Palm devices. The most beautiful, gorgeous thing you've ever seen. It was this tiny little package that unfolded twice into a full-sized keyboard with no gaps, beautifully comfortable to ride on. It formed its own little flip-out stand, and unfortunately, they stopped making them. I've also found on eBay people listing keyboards that look exactly like it, but they're not exactly I don't know if it's a shady deal or whatever. I did a little bit of research online and found out that a Japanese company called Thanko, Thanko, yes, about 60 to 80% of my name in that name, licensed it out and made an exact copy of it, but they don't seem to be selling any of them that are new. So I'm not sure about ordering this for $50 off eBay and then waiting until November to get it, and only then finding out if it's a piece of junk or not. So I'll think about that. Until then, I found one keyboard in my archives that might work out for me, and I ordered one off of Amazon that seemed like it would be workable. Let's go for the old one first. This is made by Verbatim. I bought this a long time, a couple of years ago, and it is a Bluetooth keyboard. It flips out like this, and you wind up with a full-sized keyboard like that. And it's nice. It is the full width. It's not simply iPad width. It is the full width keyboard. It's certainly a jacket pocketable size. I'm not sure it's as small as I would like such a thing to be. I tried writing on it again today. The only problem with it really is this, what you see down the bottom here, the space bar. It's not that it's separated by the hinge, it's that it is so small as proportion to the rest of the keyboard, and my thumbs just keep wanting to hit something that is not the space bar, or keep accidentally hitting that sort of stuff. But it's available. I don't think it's a brand new product, but you can still get a brand new item, and it's only about $50 on Amazon. But here is the one that I actually bought, and this is nice, isn't it? Now I brought the Samsung Galaxy Note because it is almost exactly the same size as the iPhone 6. And look at this. This is anything that's going to hold the iPhone 6 will probably also be a pocket that can hold this as well. So that's a good thing in its favor. Also in its favor is it's a very clever design. And to show it to you, I have to go to the amazing modern push-button jet age innovation. That is Crane Cam 3000, the future of video podcasting. So I've got actually marked out down here the actual area. I've measured out as close as I can to the actual iPhone 6. And so, as you can see, this fits out. It comes with a slip case. And so it's nice and protected. The actual size match is pretty good. It's a little bit longer, a little bit shorter than the iPhone 6, but that's going to work out just great. And so here's what you got when you unfold it upside down. You get this split keyboard with a little gap in the middle, but you also get this little the case actually becomes a little easel that you can then pop the phone into. And this is not hard to type with. I mean, I can type on it's. I have to maybe keep my gaze onto the keys in order to type accurately. But oddly enough, despite the fact that there is this big gap in the middle, that's perfectly fine. I can actually deal with it. I'll actually move up the Verbatim so you can see them side by side. The fact that this space bar is a lot wider than the spacebar of the Verbatim, that is actually makes this more comfortable than the smaller gap of the Verbatim keyboard here. It's made out of a nice metal. It holds together with magnets, so it's not likely to come apart. If not, you also again have that nice little slip case that it works with. For smaller phones, it even has, I'll pull this out here, has this little pull-out tray. So if the margin that gets eaten up by this little slot is too big of a problem, you can actually work it like that. That might actually work better, I think, for the iPhone 6 Plus. So I did write a little bit using this. I wrote about 800 to 1,000 words. Again, this is the intent of this device is not going to be for me to get in a full day's work with it. We're talking about, I know that I've got 2.5 hours of space between when my meeting is over and when I've got my train home, and I would like to make use of that without having to carry a bag with me into a meeting or whatever. That looks like it'll cover that very nicely. And this is only about $35 on Amazon. So of course, I'm going to continue to look for better solutions, and I'm absolutely certain that now that people know that the iPhone 6 Plus is a real thing, people are going to make much, much better folding keyboards, pocketable keyboards. I would not be surprised if Thanko or whoever it is who has the intellectual property on the Think Outside stowaway keyboard, that nice accordion folding keyboard is going to go back and put that back into production. There was also a Kickstarter for. I wonder if I still have the tab open. No, that's on the computer. There was also a foldable keyboard called the Giorno that went on to Kickstarter and successfully funded. They were supposed to have shipped by, well, their promised shipping date is October of this year, but no updates on the website. And last week I emailed them and no reply to that. I'm really hoping that by January or February, there's going to be a couple of different options of nice pocket-sized folding keyboards for the iPhone 6 Plus. Because once again, if you take this and you take everything about this that is not as useful, if you take the Samsung logo off of it and you put iOS on this, and an optically stabilized lens. Oh my God. This is pretty much an ideal device. When I was handling it last week, I really thought, oh man, this is like the perfect iPhone. This is the one that I really, really want. So hopefully with a good keyboard, it'll even be more useful. And maybe when it comes time to return my loaner and I'm thinking about buying one, it'll be, yeah, that there's a hole in my life exactly the shape of an iPhone 6 Plus. And hey, look, now there's an iPhone 6 Plus that can actually be inserted into that gap. Now my life will have purpose and meaning. Or at least my life will have an iPhone 6 Plus, which is enough to distract me from the lack of purpose and meaning in my life. Do not let people think that material things cannot solve problems, son or daughter. Thanks for watching. Have a happy.